name's Jamie. I am 28 years old and I live in Cambridge.
And when were you first diagnosed with essential tremor?
So I was diagnosed 3 years ago in around January 2015. I was diagnosed by a neurologist. I'd been having symptoms for about 9 months at that point.
And how did he diagnose you?
So I'd previously been to my GP, who pretty much instantly looked at me and said, "You've got essential tremor," but because the symptoms can obviously be confused with other conditions like Parkinson's, I wanted to see a neurologist. So I insisted on seeing a neurologist and got an appointment about 3 months later. The neurologist, he asked me to perform various exercises, so holding my hands in a particular way, doing different things with my hands, and he analysed my symptoms, and he was confident at that point to rule out Parkinson's or anything worse, and was able to tell me, in his opinion, it was essential tremor. But it's quite, obviously it's purely based on his reading, the neurologist reading your symptoms, so it's quite, they didn't do a brain scan or anything like that, they didn't do any testing or investigative work, it was purely based on his observation of my symptoms.
What were your symptoms?
So at the time I was having hand tremors, which came on quite suddenly actually after I'd been doing some gardening work. I was clipping the hedge and that's when my symptoms came on, and I assumed that it was just temporary and that it would go away. But the symptoms persisted, and actually at the time of my diagnosis, which was then 9 months on from when they first appeared or presented, I was having a yes head tremor, which I don't have anymore, but I was having that. I was also having leg tremors, and I was feeling like an internal tremor in other parts of my body too. So they were the symptoms I was having at the time.
What medication did they put you on?
Right, so when I first saw my GP, before I saw the neurologist, he said he prescribed me beta blockers. I can't remember what they were specifically, which he said to take as and when needed. But my symptoms are still relatively mild, so I have never taken medication for it, and I see that as a last resort. Really, I don't want to be taking drugs if I can avoid it.
How has it affected your work and things?
So, as I say, I've been diagnosed for 3 years now. I've had symptoms for nearly 4 years. For most of that time, it's not really affected my day-to-day activity. It hasn't stopped me doing anything. In fact, it's really difficult to predict how my symptoms will present. They tend to come in waves. I've had times of 3 to 4 months where I've not had any symptoms at all, and I've hoped that they wouldn't come back, but they always have done. Over the last 6 months or so, I've had pretty much continuous symptoms. I've not had any sort of breaks. It has varied in its severity, but I've not had any sort of symptom-free times in the last half a year or so. And it's become a bit difficult for me to use a computer mouse. I'm a content writer, so I do all my work online and at a computer. And I've sort of started having to adapt to that. So I've got a vertical mouse, which you click differently, so I can use my middle finger. I've also started using my middle finger to click a conventional mouse as well. I don't find it affects my typing because it's not as fine. You're not really using fine motor function to type, but with a mouse, it's obviously quite a delicate action. So that's a little bit worrying because I don't know how that's going to progress. And it's sort of my bread and butter, really. I need to be able to use a mouse to do my job.
Sure. So have you got any advice for anyone who's got essential tremor?
I've certainly, until I found the Facebook group, I felt quite isolated. Even though it didn't affect my day-to-day life, I didn't know what other people's experiences were, and I didn't know what to expect from my condition, which is quite scary. You don't know how it's going to progress, because you're told it's a progressive condition, and so the assumption based on that is that it's going to get worse over time. So having participated in the and listened to what other people are saying, you hear all sorts of different experiences. Some people it doesn't get worse, some people it does, some people it gets better than worse. Everyone's experience is unique, so I found that really helpful. Getting in touch with the National Tremor Foundation through Jackie Farrell has been really helpful. Today is the first time I've met other tremor patients, and I've learned so much just being with them for a couple of hours. So I think, yeah, talking to people is really important. Try and find out if there's a support group in your area, because a lot of activities going on to try and set up groups around the country. There are lots of experimental treatments, so try and find out about trials as well. I recently did one through a company called Gyrogear, who are trying gyroscope therapy, which some people have found steadies their hands. So, yeah, but the more people you're in touch with, the more information you'll get, and the more opportunities you'll have to participate in medical trials and that sort of thing.
Excellent, brilliant. And have you got anything else you'd like to say?
No, I can't think of anything, sorry.
No, that's excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay, well.